Today on The Good Stuff, we are mini, but mighty.
I am very excited about small spaces today because we're gonna make them meaningful.
Megan Arthurs turns mini zones into easy zones for a stress-free living space. Plus,
Now, not only is this dish using a very small ingredient as the star, it's also very small on time and effort, so it's a win-win-win in my book.
I'll reveal which teeny tiny ingredient goes a long way to get an amazing dinner on the table in, well, just about 7 minutes. And the book is called Making Bank. Find out which small changes can make a big impact on your wallet.
What an absolute delight. Today is all about mini but mighty ideas that make our lives easier and a little bit more fun. Now, we're starting things off in the kitchen as per usual, and we are talking about one of my favorite mini ingredients that packs a total punch. We're talking about anchovies. Yes. I feel a light tentative ooh because not everybody loves an anchovy. But when we're talking small but mighty flavors, anchovies are 100% it. They're tiny little fish. They are super punchy. They are salty. They are funky. And they add such deliciousness to really whatever you add them to. But they go particularly well with pasta. So today I'm going to show you how to make my anchovy butter pasta. I'm excited. Now, not only is this dish using a very small ingredient as the star, it's also very small on time and effort, so it's a win-win-win in my book. So first thing we want to do, though, to get started on this dish is get to work on a crispy little topping. Now, there's this saying or this belief in the world of cooking that fish and cheese don't go together, and I'm going to stick with that today. Would I at home? No, I would add cheese to this as well, because I like the taste of fish and cheese together. I don't think it's bad. I know. Some people are like, ew, Mary, you've lost me. Changing the channel. But honestly, for this one, I do still want something nice on top since I'm not going to do like Parmesan or Pecorino. So I want to do a little bit of a crispy panko topping. So I've got a pan here over about medium-high heat. And into there, I'm going to go in with about 2 tablespoons of butter. You can use salted butter or unsalted. I know. Guys, it's called anchovy butter pasta. Get ready for a lot of butter. I'm very excited. All right, so in goes that butter, and I'm just gonna melt that down. Now, into that butter, I'm gonna add in a little bit of garlic to give this a bit of flavor. So I've just got a clove of garlic right here, and I'm just gonna rasp it right over the pan straight into that butter. Saves on cleanup. I hate cleaning my cutting board when it smells like garlic. It's like truly the worst, because nothing is worse than making something with garlic that you chopped on your board the night before, then cutting up an apple for breakfast, and having a garlicky apple. No, if you do this, you're never gonna have that, so you're good to go. All right, I'm gonna give that a little bit of a stir, and that garlic just needs to go in there for just a few seconds, just to start to cook off that raw garlic flavor. But into there, we're gonna add in our panko. So for that, I'm going with about a half a cup. Usually I do about a 1/4 cup per tablespoon of butter. So we got 2 tablespoons of butter, half a cup of panko going right on in. And I just want that to toast up. Gonna give it a bit of a season with some salt, little bit of pepper as well. Here would also be really nice if you like things extra spicy, some chili flakes. Really nice, would be super tasty. We're sticking with pepper today. I'm gonna give that a bit of a stir, just to let that go. This is one of my favorite things to add on top of any sort of pasta, especially if it's not a red sauce pasta, because it gives really good texture and crunch, making you like come back for more bites, which is always a good thing. All right, while that gets to toasting, I have got a pot of boiling water here. Very exciting. I'm gonna season that well with salt. Hold on to your pants, because we're going in big with the salt. When you're cooking pasta in this much water, you wanna season it nicely. So I'm gonna go in with 1, 2, probably 3 big pinches. But don't worry, most of that goes down the drain, but it does season that pasta. We're gonna use capellini, angel hair pasta, or spaghettini. Since this is so fine and thin, it doesn't go in that water for very long. So I wanna use a good amount of salt to season it up as it cooks. I've got about 350 grams here. Gonna give them a bit of a twist, drop them in. They kinda do that, always exciting. See, doesn't it kind of looks like, I don't know if anybody has like their grandma's crystal. It looks like that one pattern. Do you know what I'm talking about? I've got some nods, so I'm feeling good about this. All right, now this only takes about 4 minutes to cook, and basically by the time this is done, everything else should be good to go. Now, we're gonna take a gander at this panko, because already it's going golden brown. So I'm gonna give it a bit of a stir, and you see that golden color starting to appear? That's just building flavor. Panko is great. It's all crunch, but it doesn't have a ton of flavor. So by toasting it in butter, it's gonna get so delicious. All right, that is looking good to me. Now into there, I'm gonna add in just some freshness to brighten things up. So the first thing I need is a little bit of parsley. So I'm gonna cut up about 2 tablespoons-ish of parsley. You know me, when I measure herbs, I measure with my heart. I do whatever I want. I love herbs. I love adding a ton. A tablespoon to that panko will be perfect, but if you wanna add in more, feel free. Chop it up as fine or as big and chunky as you'd like. I'm gonna go for a little bit of a mid chop. Then I'm gonna add about a tablespoon of that right on into that panko as it's browning up. Now into there as well, we're going in with some lemon zest. Again, this is gonna be bright and punchy. Anchovy is like a really this flavor. Lemon zest is a really this flavor. So it kind of works really nicely together. So add in that lemon zest right on into the pan. You can hear as it hits the pan, because that lemon zest has a little bit of oil in it, and you can smell that oil coming out. Smells bright, sunny, which is always a delight. So, so good. If you can make your dinner taste sunny, you will never have a bad evening. It's always a good thing. All right, that is looking golden and beautiful. So I'm just gonna set this aside and transfer it into a bowl, because I'm actually gonna build the pasta in this pan as well. So the panko is good. That pasta is cooking up. I feel like I got probably about 2 more minutes on that. So I gotta pick up the pace, Mary. Stop chatting so much. All right. Now that pan's going back over the heat, and I'm just gonna turn it down just a smidge, and I'm going in with more butter, because this is anchovy butter pasta. I'm going in with 6 tablespoons. So if you've used a stick, a whole stick of butter is going into this recipe. Now, again, we're going for it. If you wanted to do this with oil, you could, but I really like the sweetness of butter with that salty funkiness of the anchovy. So while that butter starts to melt down, let's go over here and chat anchovies. So you can buy these in the grocery store. They're always in the refrigerated section. Sometimes you can get them in a little tin. I like to buy them in the jar because I use them frequently. But this is really good minced up into your salad dressing, popped into a tomato sauce. It just kind of melts in. That's the thing I love about anchovies. They are teeny tiny little fish, but they almost like break down really quickly anytime you add them into anything. And adding them into butter, oh my gosh. Now we're going in with 4. Stick with me, guys. It's gonna be good. 4 anchovy fillets is gonna be perfect. I'm gonna give these a little bit of a chop. Now, I will warn you, if you cut your apple up tomorrow on this, they might be a little anchovy-y. So don't worry, it's gonna be fine. But if you get a little bit of salt, scrub your board with some salt and soap, gives a little abrasion, gets that out of there. I'm willing to clean my cutting board for anchovies, just not garlic. That's the line I draw in my kitchen. Now, one thing about anchovies, you wanna run your knife through them, and you can actually get the side of your knife and kind of press and mash it into a paste. They break down really, really nicely, but they also break down with heat. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna transfer these into my butter, and that's gonna start cooking down. Ooh, my butter's getting browned. Extra flavor. Okay, cool. All right, pop those in, give it a little bit of a stir. And then those anchovies start to break down. They're gonna get beautiful and a little kind of emulsified with that butter. I know, guys, I'm excited. This is a funky dinner tonight. All right, now into there, I'm also gonna go in with some lemon juice. Again, we're gonna brighten things up. We got a lot of funk, we're gonna brighten it up. So in goes some lemon juice. I thought I got a lemon with no pips, but I do. So we gotta go in through the hand, make sure there's no seeds in there. That's gonna, oh, I missed. We're gonna pretend the seed didn't go in. All right, beautiful lemon juice for some brightness. This is gonna be really, really tasty. That is a juicy lemon, oh my gosh. And then I'm just gonna see how my noodles are doing. Now, you could do this with pasta or spaghetti. You could do it with linguine. By doing it with spaghettini or a thin one, this is good to go straight on into this butter. You just drag it over, and the key here is you want some of that pasta cooking liquid to come into this pan. That is gonna bring this sauce together and make it absolutely beautiful. You even wanna add more than you think. Anytime I'm saucing pasta in a pan, I want it to be a little sloppier in here than what I wanted on my plate. As the starch starts to cool, it gets a little claggy, so give it a little bit of extra love. Feeling good and delish. Season that up with some pepper. The anchovies are nice and salty, so I'm gonna leave that out, but use salt to your content. Go in with that beautiful chopped parsley I did earlier. And in, I think, a grand total of about, I'm gonna say 7 minutes, I made dinner. So that is a win for me. If you cook it down more, those anchovies break down. Let's bring this on over and get this plated up with that crispy panko topping. Again, if you wanted to, a little bit of pecorino on here. Never hurt anybody. I'm not mad about it. If you want to do a little twisty, just grab your ladle or a spoon, give it a bit of a twist in there, bring it on over to the bowl, and you have got a beautiful little pile of pasta, topped with that wonderful little bit of crunchy panko. That is a dinner, in my opinion, made in heaven. I'm very excited about it. Tiny little anchovies making a dish for the ages. We gotta take a quick break, but we'll be right back. Everyone, I feel like, has those mini zones in their home that become the dumping ground.
Yes.
The I don't know, put it in the drawer area.
It's so true. I know many homeowners are like, let's focus on the big zones and the eyesores, but really, focusing on the mini spaces, there's so much impact, not just in your home, but in your life.
100%.
Spring is here, and we want to help get your outdoor space outdoor ready. From the back patio to the front lawn, let Owen Reeves give your yard a small spring refresh. If you live in the Greater Toronto Area, just scan the QR code below to send photos and your story for a chance to be on the show.
Changes for big impact today. So, of course, we called in our organizing expert, Megan Arthurs. Hey, Megan.
Hey, Mary.
How's it going?
It is going. I am very excited about small spaces today because we're gonna make them meaningful.
See, I like this. Everyone, I feel like, has those mini zones in their home that become the dumping ground.
Yes.
The I don't know, put it in the drawer area.
It's so true. I know many homeowners are like, let's focus on the big zones and the eyesores, but really, focusing on the mini spaces, there's so much impact, not just in your home, but in your life.
100%. Okay, so what are we starting with?
We're starting with the kitchen utensil drawer. I know.
The bane of my existence.
Yes, this is a big pain point for a lot of homes. So obviously this drawer is storing our go-to kitchen items for cooking and meal prep, But it becomes so chaotic very quickly.
Very quickly.
There's too many items typically in the space, no system in the space, and it's a spot that we use items very quickly, right?
Yes.
So we're always grabbing, we're using, we're putting back, and then it becomes chaotic. I don't know if you've ever been in someone else's kitchen and...
Listen, Megan, this happened in my kitchen yesterday. I made mashed potatoes the other day, and somebody put the thing away in the wrong spot, and then I couldn't open the drawer. Yes.
Does that somebody's name start with the letter A?
Listen, it might have been Amira. I'm not gonna lie.
Busted. So to organize this space, we want to take everything out of the drawer, like I always do, and then we're grouping like items together. So we're putting all of the tongs together, we're putting the wooden spoons together, the whisks together. And the reason that we're doing this is because it's identifying the duplicates we have, items we forgot about, items that we're like, I don't even know where that came from. And it ended up in the utensil drawer. And then this is where the fun begins. So to organize the drawer effectively, we want to use an expandable drawer divider, or what I like to call an organizing miracle.
Okay, I like this.
Yes, yes, I know it just looks like a piece of wood, but it is really impactful.
More. Okay,
so much more. So there's a spring on one end, so we press down the spring.
Oh!
I know, and then we wedge it into the drawer, creating these divided sections, and then we can put all of our utensils.
So it's almost like you can do custom cabinetry.
You got it, custom cabinetry, and you can change it over time, and it gives a home to all of your items.
Do you know what I love about this? When you buy the ones that are pre-made, they don't fit right with the thing. Sometimes you've got a wider thing. This is great.
Yes, it really maximizes the space, which is why I love it.
Oh, fantastic. I love that. All right, moving on, we're talking the bathroom. The bathroom drawer is such a hot commodity because under the bathroom sink, there's the sink there, so there's not a lot of room.
The bathroom drawer is what I call prime real estate. It's like precious real estate in your bathroom. And we tend to put all bathroom items inside, we really want the space to only be filled with your go-to, your regular, everyday essentials. So starting the same way, you take everything out of the space and you sort them into piles, like with like together. And then when it comes to organizing this space, I actually do like an expandable drawer insert. So this one does expand, and we've placed 2 inside of here. And why I really like it is it comes with these little dividers that you can remove or they can remain put, and then it gives different compartments for all of your items. So I would put things flat down when they stand, you know, they do the topple over.
You try to do the stand, and then you open your drawer, and you're like, well, they're lying down anyway.
Yeah, that was useless. So then we're putting all of our like categories together, whether it's hair items, facial items, and you can see your stuff. This is the most important part when it comes to organizing.
Totally.
If you can't see it,
you don't know it exists.
Exactly, exactly.
Right on it. That's fantastic. Now, next up, I feel like I'm pretty good with these 2 in my house.
Yes.
I'm really bad with this one.
Yeah, the side table.
The side table. Whether it's in my living room or next to my bed, no.
I know. It's this dumping ground. So we're going to talk about a side table as if it's in the living room or family room. Because it's a community space, like everyone's stuff just gets thrown on it. I know. So of course it has to be sorted out. So there's typically items that I call relocation items. They shouldn't be living here. You're not going to throw them out. They're not donations. They just have to go to a different home, a more appropriate home. So we have stacks of paper here, potentially not the best, but you know.
I'm 1,000% a paper stacker.
We have some modeling clay here. We even have cords and cables. Potentially you have a different home for that. Now, when it comes to a surface like this, I say 3 to 5 pieces of decor max. Our brains like structure and order naturally. So too much is this open invitation. We're like, I'm just going to put more, and then more, and then more.
And you're like, how is it still
like,
growing?
It feels really chaotic. So a really simple hack to contain things, because obviously there's going to be items that have to live on the surface. Grab a tray, any old tray. This is from the kitchen, and this is giving a really great landing zone for some books. Thanks so much.
No worries.
A decorative candle, maybe. And then your TV remote controls.
Nice.
You can watch the good stuff.
See?
10 a.m.
There you go.
Don't miss it.
Megan knows what she's doing.
And there we have our side table.
See, that's so good. And then no one will be like, where are the remote controls? They're in the basket.
They're there.
You know where they are. Megan, fantastic. Small changes making a huge difference.
Thanks, Mary.
Great job. We're going to take a quick break and we'll be right back. Here with many but mighty ways you can create a big impact in your small space is Kasha Walazic. Hey, Kasha.
Hi, Mary.
How's it going?
Good, how are you?
Oh, I'm doing fantastic. Okay, I'm very pumped because anyone with a small space knows that decorating is key and multifunctional furniture is key.
Yes, and that's what makes small furniture mighty.
Yes.
It's the performance and my favorite, double duty.
Love a double duty.
Love a double duty, yes.
Yes.
So that's all we've got here. What I want to draw your eyes to is this beautiful furniture. So all the furniture here is from a 100% Canadian company by the name of Cozy. And they really specialize on innovative product that is modular, which is something that I absolutely love. So let's have a look at this Neptune sofa.
Lovely.
We've got a 2-seater here, but it's not just a sofa, because this portion, hold on, this portion comes up.
Oh.
And it goes down like this. You bring this down and it turns into a sleeper.
Oh.
So you've got a comfortable sleeper.
This is
for
so much
your
easier
guests,
than the...
right, or
Yeah.
for yourself. There's no hidden mattress, but you also have storage underneath where you can house blankets and pillows, and if you've got kids, all their toys.
Yeah.
However, what Cozy also supplies with their sleeper sofas are sleeping kits.
Okay.
And in the kits, you get a mattress topper, you get a duvet comforter, you get sheets, you get pillows, you get the full package, all the works. So you can store that
Stored
underneath as well.
I
so
love that.
right?
Also,
Isn't it great?
I do have to point out, being able to pull out a couch while wearing these shoes, very impressive. This is easy to use, let me tell you.
Very easy. The other thing that I absolutely love about this is these sofas can grow with your lifestyle. So for example, if you're living in a small space right now, this is perfect for that. If, however, you move into a bigger space and you've got more room, you can purchase more pieces to add on and turn this into a 3-seater sectional. Turn it into a corner sectional. Absolutely love that. There's also components that you can add. You can add in a neck rest in the back. You can change out the fabric. The fabric is stain and water resistant, which is perfect if you've got kids, if you've got pets. So just honestly, fantastic company, fantastic sofa.
That's great. Now, you said in addition to the couch, they also make things like coffee tables?
Yes, they make coffee tables. Their coffee tables, similar concept. Modular, and you can build up on them. So here I have one. This is called the Stella side table coffee table. You can add multiples to it for a larger surface space if need be. But it's not just a coffee table because you can raise this up. All of a sudden now, this becomes a really comfortable work area.
Or if you're like me, a dinner area, you know.
I'm like you too. I love eating and watching TV, so this is
I pretend I sit at my table every night. I do not.
It's perfect for that. So you've got storage underneath. Plus, if you added more to it, you can change the direction of it. So if, for example, you had a corner sectional here where somebody was sitting here, you can add another one of these tables facing in this direction, so this person can open up the top and use it for that. So it's absolutely great. This also comes in an oak. This is the walnut. It comes in an oak, and I have to point out, low price of $210.
Oh, wow, that's great.
Super affordable. Canadian.
Yes.
All great.
That's fantastic.
Yes.
Now, let's talk real quick about this rug.
Yes. They also, Cozy also carries rugs, which I love, and they're special rugs because you don't have to worry about them getting dirty. If they get dirty, you simply take off the top pattern layer and throw it in your washing machine, which makes it so convenient and so comfortable. There's an under padding that comes with it, and it's like a lock-click mechanism, so it's nice and soft underfoot, plus it protects the carpet from wear and tear, so we should always have an under pad under our area rugs or our wall-to-wall carpeting. But it's fantastic, so love that for that.
I love that. This is also great if you had it in your office. It's not too high, so your wheels won't get stuck.
Absolutely, the pile is low on that, so that is fantastic.
Okay, right on. All right, now I wanted to chat about art. Because like I feel like sometimes if you're in a really small space, you think you can't really do art because you're worried about sizing and things like that.
Absolutely. Small art can also be mighty. The trick is grouping it in multiples. So when grouped together, it will give you a bigger impact. So if we look at the wall here, very small, plain, simple foliage art. On its own, it maybe wouldn't have that much of a pop or a wow factor. However, grouped together in a grouping like this of 6, all of a sudden now adds that wow factor. It brings in that interest. If you have the space too, I would even double this. So doing 12 altogether going up the wall for that really big impact. So small art can be impactful when grouped together.
When grouped together, I love that. Now this is really lovely. It's very like subtle, but we've got some punchier small art over here too. What's going on?
Yes, we do. Now, some of this art, Mary, look how fun. Definitely nap time.
I would agree.
Right? I mean, who doesn't want a nap? This art here, so this is really fun, and this is good on its own just because of the pop of color that it has and the pop of whimsy. We've taken something that's more Renaissance art and we've added this modern twist by adding these fun elements to it. Like, definitely needs a nap. We've got please leave by 9. This is for me. I need that. So you could have this by your front door just so when your guests come in, they know the expectation.
I'm literally not lying. It makes me sound not fun at all. When I have parties, I was like, there's an end time.
Yes.
And you have to abide.
Exactly.
Otherwise, I'm going upstairs and brush my teeth.
So this is great for that. But the other great thing about this is because of the depth of these, they don't have to hang on the wall. These are fine just, standing on a console table by your front door or displaying it somewhere on a bookshelf. They will definitely add in that pop of color. They will add in that drama to the space. So great small art with a mighty punch.
Right on. Now, you wanted to also talk about mini table lights.
Yes.
Yeah.
I've got these here. These are, look how fun these are. These are, there's a button here. Absolutely fantastic. What I love about them is they give off a lot of light. but they don't take up a lot of space.
Oh, and
Look
there's
how
no
small
cord.
this is. And there's no cord because these are chargeable.
Yeah.
They each come with a USB cord that you plug in underneath and simply charge it, and then you've got light. And now with the warmer weather coming out, you know, perhaps you want to take it out on your balcony or perhaps on your patio.
For that party that ends by 9.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So simply, you know, grab this, grab your coffee or your glass of wine, head outdoors, and you've got light instantly, which is fantastic.
That's great.
Under $30.
Nice.
HomeSense.
Oh, fantastic.
Great price.
All right, now next up, the final thing you wanted to touch on was cabinet pulls.
Yes.
Because this is like a small change, big impact.
Massive. The biggest change you can make to your furniture at like a very low cost and very little work is changing out the cabinet pulls. They'll instantly update your space. So these are teeny tiny, but very mighty because they'll add in a lot of, you know, a lot of pop to your space.
Yeah.
These ones here, I've got these stone ones right here that are gorgeous. And then I've got these beautiful florals with the porcelain inside. Now, all I have to say is $14 and under for 4.
For 4?
So they're mighty, but it's also a mighty low price,
I like
right?
that.
For a lot of impact. These are HomeSense as well. Absolutely love them.
Kasha, absolutely fantastic. Thanks so much for keeping it mini but mighty. We gotta take a break. We'll be right back. All right. Awesome. Here with the latest and dare I say cutest trend in cocktails is my bud Evelyn Chick. Hey Evelyn. Oh my gosh. Okay. I am not gonna lie because the theme of today's show is all about mini but mighty, and this is kind of inspired by literally what we're about to do because you did this on Instagram.
Yes.
I saw it and I was obsessed.
I love it.
Yes. So we're talking about the teeny tiny cocktail trend.
Yes, you are. So 2025 is all about tiny but mighty cocktails. And the reason why is because we're doing a really sort of lovely version of ourselves in 2025, doing more mindful drinking. So sometimes you want to have a cocktail, but you don't want all the alcohol by volume.
Yeah.
So teeny tiny cocktail serves a great purpose. It's kind of like tapas, but for cocktails.
Oh my gosh, you're speaking my language. Like a little snack cocktail
A
flight.
snack cocktail,
Yes.
yes. Even my cocktail bar Simple Things, we've adopted like a teeny vibe.
Oh my
So
gosh.
like a martini but tiny version, so you can try a couple different flavors and
Like a
not feel like
teeny
you're
martini.
consume too much. Yeah.
Oh my gosh, I
Yes.
love that
So that's
so
why
much.
this trend is, I think, so important. Also going with the omakase style service, which means serving you.
Yeah.
Very Japanese, very like light bites, like as you go.
Okay, cool.
So it's a curated experience.
Yeah, I love that. Okay, so we're gonna start off and we're gonna make a little teeny tiny cocktail flight.
We are.
And we're doing all kind of spins-ish on classic cocktails, starting off with one of my personal faves.
Yes.
The Negroni.
Yeah.
Yes.
So a Negroni typically just equal parts gin, a bitter orange liqueur, and sweet vermouth. Here I actually packed a flavor punch with some toasted coconut. So it's actually a coconut Negroni.
Yeah.
All I did was toasted some coconut flakes and then on a pan, and when it's warm, put it in a heat-proof jar with a bitter orange liqueur.
Okay.
And this is it. So it packs like a tropical punch. It is a higher ABV cocktail, but once we split it in half, it's perfect.
Can I give this a whiff?
Of course, yes.
Whoa.
So aromatic, right?
It smells like a coconut cream pie, but also a Negroni. Okay, cool.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so coconut Negroni. For each cocktail, we're gonna do half an ounce of each. So we're gonna do 1 ounce of your coconut infused bitter orange liqueur, 1 ounce of gin, and then 1 ounce of sweet vermouth.
Okay.
So we're just gonna give it a quick stir.
This is why I love a Negroni too. It's just equal
Both
parts.
parts. It's super easy. Quick stir. And we're gonna distribute this amongst our teeny tiny cocktail glasses over here.
I cannot deal with how cute these are. Yeah.
There you go. Oh, perfect, lovely.
Perfect. Oh my
Oh
gosh.
my goodness. Okay, so hold on. We cannot skimp on the garnish.
No, we need a garnish.
So we're gonna go open
They
this
go
up.
like this.
Oh, thank
So
you.
we need to get our giant scissors,
Giant
everybody.
scissors.
Let's just open
Oh my
those up.
goodness. So what I've done here is cut up a little bit of lemon peel. Just use a potato peeler.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna kind of trim some miniature twists because you don't want to skimp on the flavor or the aromatics, although it being a tiny cocktail.
It's
right?
true. That's the thing. The garnish isn't just for pretty.
No.
It's to make
If
a
you
little
wanna
like zhuzh. Okay, we're gonna
zest
do
it
a little
over your
one of these.
coconut Negroni. And I chose lemon because it kind of highlights the brightness that the coconut will.
I cannot.
Oh my God.
This is the best day of my life. I feel like I'm at a tea party.
Okay.
The flavor punch on that. The coconut is so good.
Yeah,
Oh my
it
gosh.
brings up like the little kind of like chocolatey notes of the vermouth. Like it's great.
Yeah, that is stunning. I'm
Super
so excited.
easy.
Okay, let's keep building this flight.
Okay.
What are we moving on to next?
The second cocktail is a twist on a, it's actually a classic French 75.
Oh, right on.
So if you have never had a French 75 before, it's typically made nowadays with gin, a little bit of sugar and citrus with a tiny little bit of sparkling. The original French 75 is made with cognac.
Oh, right
so
on.
Cognac, a grape distillate, it's aged, it gives it like a nice kind of oaky toastiness to it. So we're gonna add 0.75 ounces of cognac into your shaker tin and a rich syrup. So rich syrup we've spoken about before. It's a 2-to-1 sugar-water ratio.
Yeah.
So it is a little bit richer than a simple syrup, and it packs a punch as well.
It's got that, like, you always talk about texture. And it gives it a little more texture.
Yeah, exactly, a little bit more richness, and then some lemon juice. So we're gonna shake that up. Okay.
See, I love that we're using a regular size shaker for these mini cocktails.
I tried to find a teeny cocktail shaker, but I was like, this is not gonna work.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna strain it out into your teeny cocktail glasses.
Oh my gosh.
again.
Okay.
And then what we're gonna do is just top it up with a little bit of sparkling.
Your finest
teeny
tiny bottle of sparkling. Okay, let me open that up for you.
Thank you so much. So we're just gonna go a sploosh. I feel like a sploosh is less than a splash.
Okay, cool. I love that.
Which is perfect. Little sploosh.
Fantastic.
And then that is it.
Oh my gosh.
A cognac 75.
A cognac 75. Let's give it a go. Cheers.
I feel like pinky's up for this one. But you see,
Pinky's
like
up
the
for this.
flavors are just unbelievable. It's super floral. It's got some like kind of, you know, like that oak like, influence
That's the thing.
to it.
The cognac totally changes the game. It's a little less punchy.
Yes.
It's a little softer. Oh, that's a
little bit
Pinky's
more
up. Pinky's
delicate.
up.
I
Okay,
love
cool.
it. Yes.
Tea party vibes. All right, what is the final cocktail we're putting into our flight?
So I know we did teeny cocktails, but even for the final cocktail, I wanted to go with something with a lower ABV, going with a more mindful drinking route here.
Yeah.
So I did a classic daiquiri, which is typically with rum, but with Fino Sherry.
Oh, okay.
So Fino Sherry is a fortified wine that is also made from grapes, and then it's fortified with brandy. So it's a low ABV ingredient, and it gives some like salinity to the drink.
Nice.
Which I really love. So we're gonna go in with some Fino Sherry, and then same kind of recipe as the French 75, we're gonna go in with some rich syrup as well.
Beautiful.
And then lastly, some lime juice. So it's kind of like a snackery.
A snackery.
Daiquiri, but snack size.
This is the best.
This is the best day. Okay.
I love this day.
So we're gonna shake that up. Super easy, 3 ingredients.
Yeah.
But as you can see, the flavors, small but mighty.
Yeah.
And you're gonna love this variation because, like I said, there's some sort of like salinity to it, a little nautical, and a little nuttiness.
I was gonna say, a daiquiri, you're
Yeah.
usually having, you know, it's a beachy drink.
And then
oh my gosh, a tiny
little
lime.
garnish.
I feel like I'm in a dollhouse. This is so good.
There you go.
Evelyn, cheers to you. Oh.
I love this variation.
This is so good. This is so good. The sherry in there.
Yes.
Also, that lime just got me right back here. Mighty and Minnie, Evelyn Chick, everybody. What fantastic job. Cheers to you. And studio audience, we didn't forget about you. Thanks to Sober Market, you're all getting a mini bottle of their non-alcoholic
Gruner Veltliner.
full-body white wine from Austria. You're also getting the Woody Wine Sparkling Duo, one of the few organic de-alkalized wines on the market. Enjoy,
So
everybody.
good.
We're going to take a break. We'll be right back. Thank you for that. Here with small money habits that grow into big financial wins is financial expert and best-selling author Shannon Lee Simmons. Hey, Shannon. How are you?
Really good. Really good.
I am so thrilled that you are here. And first off, we have to say huge congratulations on your latest book, Making Bank. It's such a fantastic tool. It's such a fantastic read. There's just so much good information in here.
Thank you.
Now, you've geared this book in particular toward teens.
Yeah, it's for Canadian teens, all about money.
Yeah.
How to do well.
I love that, but I feel like there are lessons in here that maybe you're a teen in your world of money management or thinking about money, no
Oh my
matter your
gosh.
age.
All of us. And so, like, I've been looking at people's money for almost 20 years.
Yeah.
And the habits that we talk about here in this book are based on the habits that all of us as adults need every single day.
Yes, I love that. Now, in this book, you've broken down into kind of like the skills, into 5 different key money skill sets.
Yes.
I'm really excited because we're going to chat about those and break those down even further.
Yeah, I love it.
Perfect. So skill 1, we're talking about tracking your money. Yeah.
Oh, I love the excitement.
I know. Yeah.
So this is skill number one for teens and for us, because I can't make a financial plan in my life if I don't know how much money I'm dealing with, right?
Yeah.
So, and it can be really hard, especially if you're self-employed. Looking at something over a year is very confusing. So you want to look at what's actually coming into your bank account and use something that I call mini timelines or micro timelines for forecasting. So again, for a teenager, maybe that's 4 weeks of babysitting money. For an adult, maybe it's 3 months.
Yeah.
But sometimes when you're making a plan, you got to know what's coming in. First and foremost, it is the cornerstone of every financial plan, and get really granular, but use a very small timeline so that it's predictable and you can count on it.
See, I love that. Again, looking at it more like a micro
That's
as
right.
opposed to as a year, because you might know what you make in a year, but you don't really know what's coming in month to month.
Exactly, and
Yeah.
it just makes you feel way more in control, and it makes you feel like, okay, well, this is what I have for this period of time, and now I know what the plan is.
Yes, I love that. All right, skill 2 is save your money. Nice. Yeah. I'm into sound effects. Yeah.
Me too.
Yeah.
So obviously, I wouldn't have a job if we didn't want to save our money.
Yeah.
This is why we're all here. And so saving money, what I really love about this is that it can be a small amount, right? So a little bit goes a long way.
Yeah.
And that's true for if you're younger and you've got like if you're a teenager, you get some babysitting money, you put money aside, or as an adult. The key tip for all of us is pretend like it's not yours. It shouldn't even hit your checking account. It shouldn't even hit wherever your spending money is.
Yeah.
Have it come off of your paycheck. If you make your own money for yourself, have it automatically coming out of your money. And that way you sort of know that's already gone aside and you can focus on the spending money and you know that that's yours to spend.
Yeah.
Because if you put everything into there and then you save once a year, sometimes it can be really difficult to sort of come up with that.
Yeah, totally.
So really making sure that you're not using everything as spending money, automatically comes out of there, and a little bit goes a long way. You can always build up, and small wins make a big difference.
I love it. It's almost like you have different pots around.
100%.
One you actually spend out of, and then the money goes into other pots to grow other things.
Yes, and if it's not in your spending account, it's not yours.
Yes, I love that. That's a really, really great way to think about it. Now, skill 3 is spend your money wisely.
Yes.
So what's the vibe on that one?
Okay, so I hate the word budget. So
Okay.
I just said it. So
Yeah.
everyone gets it, but like that's what this is about.
Yeah.
But basically, it just means like, you know, after your savings are taken out and you've got this account and it's got the money that you're like supposed to be spending with, like that's your spending money.
Yeah.
You just want to make sure that you can like fit your life into it,
Yeah.
right? But we were saying this, like you want to live within your means without hating your life, right?
Yes.
Like that's the thing. So when you're looking at where to reduce expenses and that kind of thing, you want to do it in a sustainable way. So you want to make little cuts here and there so that you can sort of fit it in there. But you also want to be paying attention to the type of expenses that you're cutting. And I have noticed on the front line of financial planning, we do this thing where we're like, I'll never eat out again.
Yes.
I'll never have takeout coffee again.
Yeah.
No clothes for a year. And,
Yeah.
it's like, and then we fail because like maybe you took away the things that you love the most.
Totally.
So really pay attention to what expenses that I spend my money on make me have a high emotional return on investment that
Yeah.
I'm like, I'd go into debt for this. I love it so much.
Yeah.
And then what are the ones that make you really feel icky?
Yeah.
And start there.
Start
Cut
with the icky
those
stuff.
first.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure there's actually a lot of expenses that don't make you feel good later on that you regret.
Totally.
Those are the ones to cut first. Save the stuff that makes you happy.
Yes, I love that. All right, skill 4, and this kind of goes in hand,
Totally.
enjoy your money.
Yes.
Yeah.
So enjoying our money 100%. So not only are we doing that emotional return on investment with our expenses, but we're allowing ourselves to, once that's out of the way too, we have guilt-free money. We don't have to feel guilty about it. We're supposed to spend some of our money.
Yeah.
And this whole section in the book and in my life, when I talk to people about money, is about having a good relationship with money, right? So using it as a tool and really sort of learning about it so that you feel empowered with the sort of tools that you need to talk about money, to stand up for what you need, and to navigate that world without feeling like you have a bad relationship with money.
I love that. Now, skill number 5 is grow your money. We all like the sound of that one.
That's all.
Yeah.
We all want that
Yeah.
passive income, Mary.
Yeah.
We all want it. So again, this is that sort of a little bit goes a long way too. This would be something like if you were investing inside your RRSP or a tax-free savings account, it's growing interest in, you know, dividends or growth over time or compound interest. And essentially in the book, I talk about this for, you know, teens. Maybe this is putting it into a savings account. And for all of us, it's for investing. And what you want to do here is your hard-earned money, you've put it away for savings, you're living within your means, you're enjoying your life, you've got a good money relationship going on, and now you want that money to kind of grow while you're sleeping.
Yeah.
And that's the power of sort of investing in compound interest.
Yeah.
And that's why we don't want to keep it under our mattress.
No. That is absolutely amazing, Shannon. This was so, so great. Thanks so much for joining us again. Huge congrats on
Thank you.
the book. And studio audience, thanks to Shannon, you're all going home with a copy of Making Bank. We got to take a quick break. We'll be right back. lifelong backseat video game player. I love watching a video game, but I'm not much of a player. Hand-eye coordination, it's just not there. So HBO's hit series, The Last of Us, is perfect for me. And I was thrilled to chat with one of the show's stars, Gabriel Luna, ahead of season 2. Check it out. How do you think you would do against an infected?
I mean, I'd be all right.
You'd be all right? Oh, shoot. Okay, that's confidence.
I mean, one?
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe just
Yeah,
one.
yeah. What about a bloater?
Well, I don't know. We have to see.
Yeah.
You okay?
Yeah. Gabriel, so nice meeting you. Huge congratulations on season 2 of The Last of Us.
Thank you, Mary. Thank you.
First off, The Last of Us, based on the hugely successful video game franchise,
Right.
The Last of Us, by Naughty Dog. I know you played those video games. Are you a gamer?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, I grew up in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
My mom bought us a Nintendo,
Nice.
which got stolen.
Oh, no.
We had to wait like 6 months to get another one.
Oh, man.
But of course, they've evolved to the point where they are now rich sources of storytelling.
Yeah.
Because this thing is, it's beautiful.
I don't play, but I do watch.
Right.
My husband plays.
Yeah, yeah.
And anytime he's played, in particular anything by Naughty Dog, the story is so rich.
Yeah.
And when I watched him play The Last of Us, I was never bored.
Right.
Even in the actual gameplay portions, it's such a rich and beautiful story. And I think I actually cried a couple times.
Growing up, I was kind of you.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
my
yeah.
little brother was like the wizard.
Yeah.
You know, like that Fred Savage movie. His
Yeah.
little brother is just this like video game savant.
Yeah, yeah,
that
yeah.
was my brother.
Okay.
So I was the one like pointing and telling him what to do as he was playing Zelda.
Tommy! What you doing? I came here to save you.
So having played the game, you obviously know that Tommy is such a pivotal character. What was it like? Was it kind of unnerving and a little nerve-wracking trying to play this role?
I had some prior experience with characters that were parts of these well-established worlds. As long as you treat it with care and the respect it deserves, and you respect the world of the game or the story or the comic or whatever it is, I think that translates, and then eventually, we get to the ultimate result, which has been really well received.
I feel like you're a little bit of an honorary Canadian because you kind of wear a lot of Canadian tuxedos
Oh, yeah.
in the show. Is there anything about filming in Canada that's a little bit different from filming elsewhere?
I like the fact that in the States we just call it base camp, where you have all the trailers and everything.
Yeah.
And here we call it circus.
Oh.
Which I do like.
Yeah,
That's one kind of difference. And it couldn't be more apropos because we're just a bunch of fancy carnies moving from town to town.
Now, I know you discovered something else, I think, in Canada, and that was a passion for the Calgary Flames.
That's right.
What is that?
Go Flames, go.
Go Flames! That's a fun one.
We're all right. We're doing okay. We're just trying to, just rebuilding right now. We're in the rebuilding process. When I got there, when we were shooting, we had an incredible season. I went, I think somebody saw me, I bought a ticket behind the glass. Yeah. And then somebody from the team saw we were there and then started inviting me to games. So now I go, and they're very kind to invite me to the game. I love the Saddle Dome. I became friends with Bret Hart while I was there in Calgary. As somebody who was a wrestling fan when I was younger, the Saddle Dome was always emblazoned in my mind because he had this big 5-on-5 match between the Canadians and the Americans. So the Saddle Dome, I just wanted to go see the Saddle Dome.
Yeah.
And I went in there and I just fell in love with the game of hockey. I was so close to it that I realized the speed of the game. Yeah. And it just took it to a whole nother level.
Gabriel, thank you so much. Huge congratulations on
Thank you,
season
Mary.
2. I'm going to do a really quick, very bad mushroom joke. There's 2,
Go
okay?
for it.
All right. Oh, my mycelium, this has been a really fun guy. That was a double mushroom joke. I did a mycelium joke.
That was awesome.
Thank you very much. Don't miss the season 2 premiere of The Last of Us, Sunday, April 13th at 9 p.m. Eastern on Crave. That's our show for today. Thanks for watching. We'll see you tomorrow for more of the good stuff.